Biggie is dominating the scene, but what a lot of people don't realize is that behind all the success was Diddy. Hey guys, welcome back. The strings. Now, if you missed our last deep dive, you'll definitely want to go back and check it out. We covered all the twists and turns that set the stage for today's story. But today, we're getting into some intense chapters. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Chapter 11-15. Kim started with how she felt kinda good with Sean gone. Like, finally I could breathe. The crazy sex parties were out of hand and I was just getting older. I needed to chill before the rumors started making their way to Quincy. I didn't need that drama. Plus, Chris was heading to Cali, and honestly, I had a bad feeling about what was about to go down with Tiana Wallace. Anyway, it's Friday night. I'm sipping wine, just trying to relax in my robe, and bam! The doorbell rings. I wasn't expecting anyone, but I open the door, and who's standing there? Sean. My heart stops for a second, but I try to play it cool, force a smile and slur out, "Hey, come on in." Clearly I'd had a bit too much wine, but whatever. Sean's looking around, like he's suspicious or something, and then says, "You haven't been answering my calls. Just wanted to make sure you're okay." Now listen. Sean was not here out of concern. This man is all about control. Even though we're not together and he's dating someone else, he's still got his eye on me. Classic Sean. Imagine someone who once meant everything to you now in your home, with a look that's colder than anything you've ever seen. It was supposed to be a simple visit, just a checkup. But things took a terrifying turn fast. She thought she'd be safe, but then Diddy dropped her to the floor. And then he calmly put a gun on the table. This wasn't some outburst of jealousy. This was a calculated move. "If I wanted to hurt you," he said, "no one would trace it back to me." Can you imagine the fear Kim felt at that moment? But here's the scariest part. He wasn't there to win her back. No, he was there to make sure she'd keep his secret. Diddy didn't need Kim love, he needed her silence. In the days that followed, Diddy flooded Kim with flowers, expensive toys for her son, and more. All meant to buy her compliance. But what she couldn't escape is that she was living with a constant shadow, a chilling reminder of how high his power reached. And now she was trapped, knowing she couldn't even turn to the authorities for help. So, where does she turn next? How do you break free from someone who holds so much power? Stick around as we dig deeper into this story, exposing the web of influence and control that some people are desperate to keep hidden. The calamity that ensued behind the death of Biggie shook the East Coast. It rocked me as well. Sean could have stopped it. He was complicit in it. He was a contributor. He knew it was going to happen and didn't stop it. Now imagine sitting at a dinner table with the mother of someone whose death rocked the music world, someone taken too soon. Also imagine that the person sitting across from her is the one she believes was behind it all. That was the reality for Kim. She was there, listening to Ms. Wallace, the mother of Biggie Smalls, begging Sean for financial help after her son's death. But Sean, cold as ice. He kept saying that business is business, that Biggie owed him money. Can you imagine the heartbreak of that moment for Ms. Wallace? One night Kim was out with Diddy. Yes, they were on again. And we were joined for dinner by none other than Ms. Wallace. It got even darker when Ms. Wallace stared Sean dead in the eye and asked, "Did you kill my son?" Sean just sat there, pretending to be hurt, faking that sadness with a straight face. But Kim knew better. She'd seen that look 100 times. She could tell it was all an act, hiding something terrifying beneath. This wasn't just a meal. This was Ms. Wallace risking everything, putting herself in harm's way to get answers, to confront the man she believed was complicit in her son's death. And for Kim, it was a chilling reminder of how far Sean would go to protect his secrets. It was late evening at the bad boy office. Sean's there, casually puffing on his trademark cigar, with a few of his closest confidants around. Suddenly, Faith Evans walks in. Now, Faith had been a close friend to the group and had a complicated relationship with Sean. She's been involved with some of the biggest names in hip-hop, but tonight, she's about to confront Sean on something huge. Faith brings up Biggie. Remember, she'd been asked by Sean to keep an eye on Biggie, which meant more than just watching his back. Sean wanted control, complete control, and he was willing to use anyone to get it, even pushing Faith into a relationship with Biggie to monitor him. But things got messy. Biggie and Faith had a child together, which made things more complicated. And Sean? He didn't want to let go of Biggie's loyalty, even as he suspected Biggie might start his own label. Then comes the bombshell. Sean admits he didn't hate Biggie, but he sure wasn't about to protect him when he felt betrayed. He even confesses to manipulating Faith into relationships with both Biggie and, yes, Tupac, to keep them in check. It's a shocking moment of raw, ruthless honesty, showing just how dark and calculated the industry can be. And then, Sean gets vulnerable. He claims he was hurt by Biggie's plans to go independent, and in his own twisted way, he saw this as an ultimate betrayal. His final promise to Faith? He'll take care of her and Biggie's son, CJ. But you can't help but wonder if that promise is more about his guilt than genuine care. Faith Evans is in the room with Sean Diddy Combs, and things get tense. Faith is deeply hurt, and without a word, she gets up to leave. Sean calls her name twice, but she's done. She walks out, and Sean turns to me, looking a bit lost. He just confessed to Faith that he wasn't going to protect Biggie anymore because he was planning to leave Bad Boy. Sean justified it by saying, "Why protect someone who's about to become your competitor?" Here's the shocking part. Sean is visibly upset, questioning why everyone makes him out to be the bad guy. He's clearly torn, angry, and honestly, full of himself. But as twisted as it sounds, I ended up comforting him. And that's where it gets real dark, real fast. This isn't just a story of loyalty, it's about manipulation, control, and what some call Stockholm Syndrome. So, it was a quiet night at Diddy House when suddenly, Jennifer Lopez bursts through the door. She's furious, yelling at Sean for shooting up a club. Yep, you heard that right. Apparently, Sean decided to handle things personally instead of letting his bodyguards do their job. Jennifer's in total disbelief, saying, "You shot innocent people, Sean." She's scared and furious because she knows this isn't going to end well. There's also the question of Shyne, Sean's upcoming artist, who Jennifer calls Biggie's replacement. She's worried Sean is planning to let Shyne take the fall for him, and it sounds like that's exactly Sean's plan. He tells her confidently, "Don't worry, Shyne is loyal. He knows how this works, and he'll be taken care of when he's out." But Jennifer isn't buying it. She's not about to lie for Sean or risk jail time, and she makes that clear. Meanwhile, Sean is cool as a cucumber, totally unfazed by the threat of police and witnesses. He even has the audacity to laugh when she doubts him, showing just how sure he is of his own power and connections. He's as confident as ever, telling her, "Relax. You're never going to see the witness stand, I got this." But Jennifer's not convinced. She knows her attorney won't just magically make this go away. Sean, though, is beaming with confidence. He's got a plan. Between Shyne's confession and a few strategically managed witness accounts, he thinks he has it all covered. And when Jennifer nervously asks if he's planning to threaten her lawyer, Sean chuckles and says, No, just money talk, baby." He's so sure of himself, it's almost disturbing. Then Sean switches gears, flattering Jennifer, even calling her a once-in-a-lifetime talent. And, get this, he tries to charm both of us into a little 3-person party that night. But it didn't happen that day. But this moment really shows how far Sean would go to control people even with charm and confidence to get exactly what he wants. However, Kim was out having drinks with none other than Kimora Lee Simmons. Things are going smoothly. There was a bit of a flirty vibe, but suddenly, she feels sick, like she's about to throw up. After barely making it to the bathroom, she returns, trying to play it cool. But Kimura's got a keen eye and she's not one to hold back. She points out that Kim was looking kinda plump, and then drops the bomb. "Are you pregnant?" At first, Kim totally ignored the question, but then the realization sets in. Could she be pregnant? And if so, is it Sean's? The stakes here are sky high. Kimura, straight to the point as usual, basically tells her she wouldn't want to be in her shoes if this baby is Sean's, especially after everything that happened with Biggie. There's this shared understanding that maybe, just maybe, Sean might have had a hand in Biggie's death. And that revelation hits hard. Kim came to terms with her situation, promising to figure it all out soon, while Kimura just says, "Good luck." It's a small moment with massive implications, as Kim is faced with a choice that could change her life. And that's where we'll leave it today. Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button because in the next and final chapter, we'll dig even deeper into the drama, the truth about Sean's past, and how this whole saga wraps up. You don't want to miss it.